shit regardless.
Hey, everybody, I want to welcome you to my podcast, The Chaplain's Table. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a podcast where we're just free to talk, have a good time, but we're going to have a lot of serious conversations. It's really about your spiritual health. That is what it's centered around. You know, we talk a lot about mental health, but this is also about spiritual health. So once again, I want to welcome you to the Chaplain's Table. Bring all your problems, bring your cares, and let's dive into it. So initially, the ultimate question has always been, what in the world is a chaplain? And that's a good question. So a chaplain is what I am. And you have many different forms of chaplain. For example, you have Christian chaplains, Buddhist chaplains, rabbis, imams, Muslim chaplains. There's just different form of chaplains who work in the hospital, military. Like myself, I'm hospital and military. But what we do, a chaplain is an ordained clergy who talks with people from all walks of life, all backgrounds. That is what a chaplain does. So one of the biggest things I get is what's the difference between a chaplain and a pastor? Let me tell you. So a pastor is more centered on their specific belief system. So, for example, if you are the pastor of a church, you know that when you go on Sundays for church service or Wednesdays for Bible studies, you're going to have a specific message based from the Bible that is about Jesus and it's about Christianity. If you are a Muslim imam or a chaplain, you know when you go to the synagogue, you're going to have it centered around Allah and you're going to do your prayers and things like that. So that is what like the specifics is. As a chaplain, we do come from a certain, like we are ordained and endorsed through, like if you're a Christian, then yeah, that's your background. However, when you go into a room for, say, if you're in a hospital chaplain, we care about all people. Like it's, and I mean just that, it's literally all people. So of course you may ask, well, how in the world can a Christian help a Muslim? I'm glad you asked. So what it is called religious accommodation. So if I walk into a Muslim's room and there's certain belief system that they have, my job is not to try to convert them. It's not to try to tell them about my faith. It's literally to listen to their concerns and see how can I help and accommodate them in everything that they're doing, you know? So that is what a chaplain does. We do. We provide care for all people. Care for the soul is what it is. And we're caring for every single person that we come in contact with. We're not there to place judgment. We're not there to try to convert anybody to believe what you believe. And we're there to talk about everything. I can tell you from experience, we talked about relationships. We talked about suicide. We talked about so much. And so that is the whole purpose even of this podcast. This podcast, and let me be very clear about this. This podcast is not, I repeat, this podcast is not a Christian podcast. This is not a Muslim podcast. This is not a Hindu, Buddhist. This is a podcast for all people from all walks of life. Sometimes people see the word chaplain and automatically align it to their belief system. And that's not what chaplains do. This is for all. So I'm telling you now, if you know this, you can argue, we can debate, and that's what it's for. It's cool. Like we should be mature enough to have those conversations, right? And so we will be able to invite people from all backgrounds, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how do you keep up with your spiritual health? You know, why do you believe what you believe? Stuff like that. But we're also going to, talk about just what's going on, current events, because you'll be blind to say like nothing's going on around you. So that's all we're going to do. We're just going to have a good time, and we're going to talk about some serious situations. So please, and I always say this, I probably say it at the end too, I invite all people on this show. You're welcome. The truth is, everybody have a story. Everyone has something to share. Everyone has, I believe, a story that we can all learn from. No matter where you come from, you have a story. And so if you have a story, I want to hear from you. I want to talk to you. That's what it's about. Especially in today's time, we are so quick to judge people, but we don't really get to understand the depths of their story and where they come from. You know what I mean? So that is something I've been trying to, like, I'm always preaching that. I'm like, look, you might look at me and think you know me based on a social media post or maybe talking to me for 2 minutes, but you really haven't got my story to understand why I am the way I am. So that is what I would love to do on this show. That's what this platform is about. And share your opinion, speak your truth. That's what it's about. That's what we're going to do. But anyway, that is the gist of what this is about, where the chaplain is. If you have questions, just holler at me. Reach out to me on my social media page, Azariah Terrell, and all that email. And I have all that linked for you at the bottom here of the YouTube channel and the actual posting. So one of the segments we're going to do is I want to take questions from you. I sent out something, and I do got some questions here. I have not read these yet because I want to be just authentic as I can be. That's what the whole thing is about. Being authentic. I'm going to be me. We're going to get loose. We're going to talk about it together. I'm going to tell you right now, one of the things as a chaplain is I never claim to have all the answers. I never claim to have, like, I just know it all, but I do, that's part of it. If you want my advice, I'm going to do my best to help you and seek out that. You don't have to take my advice. You don't have to, you can say I'm completely wrong. That is completely fine with me. Like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I probably won't even ever meet you anyway. I don't know. But anyway, so I got some questions here and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. So let's call, what we're going to call this, right? Advice from a chaplain or advice from Azariah. Either way, I don't know. We'll maybe make up something fancy one day about it. But so all right, here we go. This question is from Myra. How you doing, Myra? Appreciate you for sending in the question. What would your advice be to someone who is struggling to align themselves with their purpose? So that's a good question. I'll read it again. What would your advice be to someone who is struggling to align themselves with their purpose? All right, Myra, that's a really good question. First, I'll just say, when you say their purpose, it sounds like if you do know your purpose and you just trying to walk in it or live in it, I believe the first thing you have to do is just trust the purpose that you've been given. And now, like, for example, if you know your purpose is to go be in the medical field, then of course you have to take the steps and do the trainings required of you to go and be in that profession, in that field. Because you may say, I know my purpose is to touch as many lives in the medical field and help people in their walk, in their life, as much as I can. But I will also say, take time to yourself. There are so many resources out there nowadays that you can use to even read about what purpose means and how to get to your purpose. And if you reach out to me, I probably can share some of those with you. I won't go into all that right now, but you need to really spend time with you. A lot of times when we're trying to walk in our purpose, we are really busy trying to get it from other people and trying to let other people tell me what I should and should not do. Now, it's nothing wrong. Just like you're doing now, you're getting advice. But the truth is, it's your purpose. And the way you walk in your purpose is going to look the way you're supposed to walk in your purpose. It's not going to look the way I think you should walk in your purpose. It's not going to look in the way your mom and dad, your brother, sister, your friends think you should walk in your purpose. It's going to be the way you are designed. So your personality goes into that. Just how you are is all going into your purpose. So one of the things I've always done is I take myself a personal spiritual retreat, right? And this retreat is, you can go to a monastery, you can go to a temple. I don't know what your certain belief system is, and even if it's not anything. I believe you still can benefit from these places or just being out with nature and spend time with yourself daily. Whether you commit 30 minutes, you commit an hour, and then if you do have a faith, spend time on that too. Because a lot of times, when we talk about the word purpose, we do bring it up, and that is aligned with what my faith is, right? So, Myra, I would just say, if you don't have books, continue to read books. Don't just read them, study it. Write things down and about how do I align myself, and then spend time with yourself. Because one thing we can do in this world, and because sometimes we have to, we can go to work, or school, and we're not really spending time understanding and molding and building what we know our purpose to be. And so it sounds like with this question, you know what your purpose is. You're like, how do I get there? And I get it. Sometimes it's hard. It really is. It's really, really hard sometimes to try to figure out this concept of, I know I'm supposed to be doing this, but how in the world am I going to get from point A to point B? And that's where you just really have to hone in on who you know you are and feel that you are, and spend time with yourself. And don't worry about what other people may think of you or what it looks like or what it look like to them. It is literally you, like, taking that time to be with your God or your faith, and just taking the moments of acknowledging, like, okay, I have this gift, so now I'm going to take time to mold it and grow it. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I'll just say that. I know that was a long response. I hope it made sense. If you want more information on that, hit me up, and we can talk more about that. But that was a good question, Mara. That was a real good question. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Y'all put me on the hot seat. Here we go. Brianna. All right, Brianna. Thank you. Let's see. What if someone's partner doesn't believe in spirit? What if someone's partner doesn't believe in spirituality? Should they leave? So that is a really good question, Brianna. I got a few thoughts on that, right? Initially, when you're dating somebody, that is like, I'm about to knock my phone over. Initially, when you're dating somebody, that is what dating is for. That is what you date for. You date to get to know that person. So I would hope you, like, if you are a deeply spiritual person and you've known, like, hey, I'm going to have someone who's spiritual, who has some type of foundation. That is what dating is about, right? So you got to go and you ask this person, you get to that point. First, you're going to probably ask what you do, what your dreams are. And then at some point, you're going to talk about, so do you have a faith? If the person sitting across from you is, they may be a really good person, and you say, man, they check all the boxes, but they just don't believe in nothing. They don't have no spirituality. Well, now you got a choice to make, right? Because we all know if you are dating in today's time, it is extremely hard. It's hard to come by someone that's really good, right? So I don't want to say you should just leave. I'll give you some examples. I've talked to people from a chaplain perspective who maybe either come from two different belief systems, or one was an atheist, one was a Christian. And I was curious, like, well, how does that work? But they chose to focus more on their love and their happiness with each other than rather their belief system. That was just like, this is one thing that we will work out separately. And, and usually sometime I've heard of some people saying, because I love you, I'll come here with you, or, I'm not forcing you on that end. Then, of course, kids come into play, and you're like, well, how are we going to raise our kids? And again, I've heard people say, what's good is say, well, our kids, the one that maybe have beliefs, like, well, they can come with me sometime. And then, as they get older, you're like, well, this is why I don't believe this. And then usually your kids choose their path. As they get older, they'll probably explore anyway. But if this person is treating you good and you really love this person, that's really up to you. I can't tell you, should you stay or should you leave? Because it's up to you. If that's a big deal breaker for you and you just feel like you can't move forward, then there's your answer. That's always going to be a problem. But if you feel like, well, I can deal with that because my personal relationship and my personal spirituality is my business, is what I do, then there you go. You got you a person that you can continue to be with. But I would say that is very important to do before you go here and make some strong commitment. That is what the dating is for. Take time to date. I know a lot of people now be moving so doggone fast with the dating scene and all that. And dating each other. I think everybody's so quick to want to get married and post it, right? Or, oh yeah, look at me and Bay, But it's like, take your time and really get to know that person the best you can. Because I'm telling you, when you commit yourself and they commit to you, you don't want to like get a year or 2-3 years in and then you're like, oh snap, now I don't want to be with this person because I should have caught this or I should have had that conversation a long time ago. And then you got to start all the way over. So that's just me. That's my advice. So you just have to decide, Brianna, what you really, is that a complete deal breaker with you? I will not. I'll be lying to say it can't work. Like it can work. I've seen it. So there's a lot of people out there. Well, I can't do. Ain't nobody ask you. It's up to you, Brianna. It's up to you what you gonna do. You dig? So, all right. Good question. Very good question. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh my goodness, y'all. Now, y'all, I don't consider myself. I don't consider myself a relationship guru. I mean, I am married. I've been married, 9 years, and probably been together out of 9 years, maybe 12, 13 years, something like that. I hope my wife don't get mad. It's somewhere around there. So I have experience. But this next question, man. So look, also with this, I would love for y'all to like, and when you watch this and to give your comments below and things like that, what you think about some of this stuff. So anyway, here we go. Who is this from? Brandon. All right, Brandon. Is it Brandon? Or is it Marquise? I think I got y'all names mixed up from the question. But anyway, I'm going to say Brandon, with this. So I think my husband is cheating on me. Should I confront him about it or pray that he comes clean? All right, Brandon, I believe this is your question. So, oh man, this cheating thing, boy, y'all be killing me with this cheating stuff. All right, so my first question, I want to know, like, what makes you think that your husband is cheating on you? Like, what is your husband cheating on? I mean, is there evidence about this? Because to think and to know is two different things. I will say that. There have been a lot of people who thought, and then they thought wrong. But then at the same time, there's been a lot of people who thought and they thought right. The first thing I would do, I'm a big believer in communication and open and honesty. I know you might want to be careful how you confront him because that's a big accusation right there. Accusation to say that someone cheating on you. So I would possibly see if you can maybe get some more evidence of the cheating. If you cannot, then instead of you holding this in and having an attitude and then you don't even know why, whatever, I believe you should confront. That's just my style. Like, I feel like let's just get on out in the air instead of, because you can pray all day, but sometimes, faith without works, you got to do the work. It's dead. So I would say confront and but you don't have to do it in a nasty way. You can just be like, hey, I believe there's something I want to talk to you about. I'm not fully accusing you of this, but there's XYZ has caused me to believe that you are cheating on me. And I don't know how that person's going to respond. They might get defensive, which might be one of your signs. They get real defensive, then there you go. You probably get your answer right there. I don't know. But I would say confront. That is what I would do. Just be honest, open. Because at the same time, you'll be wearing yourself down if you are not honest with your feelings and what you have been thinking about. You'll lay down and have all this resentment and don't even know why. You just be hurting yourself more. So yeah, be open and honest and just confront. Brandon, there you go. All right. I hope that work out for you. I hope that's not the case because I know that can be troubling. All right. So anyway, all right. I got a few more questions. These are good. These are real good questions. I mean, I don't know. Matter of fact, let me take a drink of water. All this talking y'all got me doing here. That's some good high quality H2O. But anyway, all right. So here we go. What are some things I can do to strengthen my spirit? Okay. Latrika. This is from Latrika. Y'all don't mind me. All right. Thank you, Latrika. What are some things I can do to strengthen my spirit? Meditate. Find you a nice place. I'm a big meditator. I love meditation, man. Meditation just it's like really great. You know, they got all these apps now. They got the Calm app. They got all these apps that got meditation guides. And just center yourself, like your spirit, right? And then I don't know what your faith is, Latrika. Like, you know, if you're Christian, then, you know, read the Bible, but don't just read it, study it. If you're Muslim, read the Quran, you know, but whatever your faith is. And if you're just, nowadays, everybody's more spiritual than religious. That'll probably be a whole nother episode. But I would say just find time to meditate and ask. I have a friend who, instead of saying God, she says the Great Spirit, and ask the Great Spirit of the Most High or God, whatever you should call, for guidance and peace in what you're doing. And say, I want to strengthen my spirit. I want to be better here. I want to have a more closer relationship with you. I want to walk with you. I want you to talk with me. I want you to really be there. I want to like really have a strong spirit so I can be a better person. I can, maybe your goal is to, you know, not get angry about certain things or just to keep peace within. I would say meditation is a great start, and then align that with whatever your faith is, and go from there. And if you are a more spiritual person, that's fine. Then I feel like you still can learn from a lot of different practices. I mean, you know, good ones. Like I think we can learn a lot from a lot of things. So, yeah, Latrika, you can meditate. I would start there. And then write. I would say write down what it is you want out of that. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to gain? And write, you know, I want to strengthen my spirit so I can ABC. Or, you know, I just want to have a strong spirit. I want to have a close relationship. You may feel distant from your God, or you may feel like you just don't know what to do. And so write that down. Like, you know, be honest. I do believe in writing and the law of attraction. I've done it myself. It really works. I'm trying to tell you. But just write down what it is you want to do and what it is you are seeking. And when you can do that and you meditate upon that, and you sometimes just be still and just listen, then, you know, there you go. You can go from there. You can get a stronger spirit, get strengthened by what you're trying to do. And I'll say surround yourself with others who are strong, spiritual mentors who can help you get to where you're trying to get to. That has been a huge thing. Finding people who you trust around your spirit to help you, lead you, guide you, mold you, all the above, right? So that is a huge step. And sometimes when you surround yourself with others who maybe you're like, man, you know, they get in this place and I like that. How do you do that? And yeah, you surround yourself with people like that. And be careful what you take in. There's so much going on, Latrika. Just be careful what it is that you take in, and put positive and feed yourself positive things. And I think you'll be all right. All right. And also, you know, talk to a chaplain. That's my shameless plug. I'm probably gonna plug this again, but yeah, you know, Latrika, I can help you. We can do, like, there's certain plans we can do, like far as guided meditations, or if there's specific religion, we can work on that. Visit my website, www.chaplainazariah.com. Yep, shameless plug. But no, seriously, like I call it one-on-one spirit sessions. We talk about just this thing, where we're trying to figure out, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing that you feel your spirit is weakening? What is it that you're trying to seek? And we'll go from there. All right. So now it is, what do we say? Time for, oh man, this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorites right here. Celeb advice. I've also asked you to send me in some questions. Of course, there's a lot going on in the celebrity world, and somebody already done brought it up. So let's get right into it. What do you think about Dababy's comments at his show? He was at Rolling Out, and the celebrity response. All right, man. Woof. Man, I hope I don't get canceled. So, no, serious. All right. So, first of all, for those of you that don't know, Dababy, he said some things at the concert. I'm not going to repeat that. It's been in the news enough. Just Google Dababy and it'll come up, and I promise you'll see it. But pretty much, just to give you a little brief, synopsis of it. He said if you ain't got HIV or AIDS, put your lighters in the air. If you don't have HIV or if you don't have AIDS, put your lights, your cell phone lights in the air. If you not, sucking man meat in the parking lot, then put your phone in the air. And then his DJ said, yeah, some of y'all out here suspects. So I think that has set the internet on fire. He done got let go from some shows now, and of course, I guess he cancel culture is doing their thing, I guess. My thoughts. So, I think in today's climate, you have to be very careful on how you say stuff. I don't know. I mean, he's a rapper. Let me just get real, right? He's a rapper. If you listen to rappers and their music, there's a lot of cussing. There's a lot of N-word. There's a lot of this and that. So my first thing is, and who else he say that? Mike Bless, the dude, he used to be on Ready to Love. He said something. He was like, man, Dababy had said so much stuff about killing and everything, but it was all good when he was doing that, right? Like, we applaud that, we praise that, and you good to go. You can kill another black man. You can call all type of bitches and hoes, and let's just be real. We're going to keep it real. That you can say that, right? But you don't get canceled for that type of stuff. Interesting to me. But at the same time, this is a very, like, HIV and AIDS is a very serious thing. And there are a lot of people struggling with it. So I did see his response videos and what he was trying to say. No, people with HIV and AIDS are not nasty. And there are people who gotten it and didn't mean to get it. I mean, no, I don't think nobody just say, oh yeah, I want HIV or AIDS. I believe that, I think he tried to apologize, but if I was his spiritual advisor, just seeing through the macho-ness, I don't think he really knows how to respond to this. I know he's trying to, but maybe you might hear this one day, man. If I was your spiritual advisor, I would, just advise you to, maybe this is the perfect place for us to learn. And that's what I don't think we do enough in this world. We don't allow each other to grow and learn. We're so quick to counsel everybody. And, I'm going to put it out there. Let the one who's without sin cast the first stone. I mean, really. Like, I think this is a good time for you to learn, Dababy. I feel like, talk to people with HIV and AIDS. Talk to people who may be from the LGBTQ plus community and go from there, right? And then figure out how you can partner and how you maybe can support those with HIV and AIDS and maybe donate money to try to find cures and things like that. But the nature of the rap game and the business, y'all know what's up. Like, it's a raw business, man. They say some way like crazy stuff in the rap game. And I'm a fan. I love hip hop. I love all that. I love all type of music. But the response is really appalling to me because at the same time, I did, I think it was T.I. who said something. Truth is, yeah, there is freedom of speech. That is a thing now. And I believe that while he has that freedom of speech, I think we, yeah, it's freedom of speech. You can say things, right? You really, according to freedom of speech, say what you want to say. However, you really do have to be sensitive to what other people are dealing with. Um, you know, you have to be very careful with, how you can harm someone. But, and I think, like I said, the rap game, they never careful. I mean, they tell you before they come to the shows, parental advisory and all that. They just never careful. But yeah, Dababy, if I was your spiritual advisor, man, I would just try to sit down with people from that community, get an understanding, see how you can grow from this, and see how you can help that community. And explaining to them, I think he tried to explain that he didn't mean it that way. Of course, the internet takes and gets to running, man, and everybody just want to counsel people. But I think we got to do a better job as a people, just coming together and learning teachable moments, and say, okay, hey, man, that was pretty hurtful what you said there. And I believe he seems like the type of guy that would be understanding and remorseful from that and be like, I didn't mean it this way. Is there anything I can do to help? And I believe that would be the better way to go about it. But everybody now is just seeking that aha moment when it counts people. And then you got all these bots or people doing that and just on the internet trolling people like they're going crazy. So yeah, I hope that we can grow from this, and even like the OGs, those who consider older vets in the rap game, this is a time to come to him and say, whether you feel he was wrong or not, this is still a teachable moment either way. It's like, come around here and pick him up, because at the same time, we don't want to keep tearing people down, and even if people feel like that's what he did, then have a conversation. Like, we just don't talk no more. We just take stuff and just start going ham. Like, why can't we just have conversations? That's it. Let's just have some conversations, get to an understanding, and figure out how we can move forward. Why? Because one day we're going to have to teach our kids how to do that. I guess we done forgot about that. The whole point of going to war and stuff like that, and you try to end the war, is negotiation, trying to figure out how can we not let that happen again. And that's what we should be doing. But everybody's so quick to counsel everybody, and instead of saying, let's figure this out. Let's figure out how we can be better together. If everybody talk about what they want to do, but everybody want to be mad. You might be mad at me for my response. And one thing about me, whatever, man. Like, I just hope that we can start learning from each other, picking each other up, and figuring out how we can be better. Like I said, he seemed to really try, even though I know his publicist is probably going crazy because his responses were not great. Like, that's another thing. I'm like, sometimes just chill, come up with something. And if you really didn't mean nothing by that, then yeah. But we know, like, in that world, it's crazy. All type of stuff is said in the rap game. But I feel like, I do feel like this. If you're going to counsel him saying that, then there's a lot of stuff we need to start counseling in the music business. We need to start counseling. I mean, like, is it okay? Is it okay if teenagers are going to concert and who's big now? Lil Nas X. Is it okay if teenagers are going to concerts and he decides to get naked and twerk on the pole? Is that okay? Are we gonna counsel him? Like, let's just be fair and understanding about this. Or is it safe to say that, hey, this is the type of show you're going to? Ain't no telling what's going to be said, because we know the music industry is about expressing yourself. And so, not that I'm giving an excuse to what he said, but I mean, it's been like that forever, y'all. Like, come on now. So let's figure out how we can learn from it, how we can be better, how we can grow from it, and how we move forward. And I would love to see that, to see him maybe with some HIV and AIDS advocates. I think Elton John tweeted, well, Elton John, pick up the doggone phone. Don't go to the internet. Pick up the phone. Call the young brother and say, hey, man, what's going on? And maybe he can explain. Then y'all can get together and come together and be an example for all the people who follow y'all. But we so quick to run to the internet or go to a journalist, call them, figure like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to him and we're going to figure this out and we're going to be examples for the world on how to be better. That's all I got to say about that. I'm about to get mad. Anyway, oh man, here's another one. What do you feel about Simone Biles? Good job, Simone. Good job, Simone Biles. I'm proud of you because you have taken a step that a lot of us need to do. Simone Biles she knows her. First of all, I feel like she don't have to do another flip, another tumble or anything. She's already proven herself to be the greatest gymnast of all time. I said it. I believe it. She's done stuff they don't even know how to score correctly. So when you got the world always looking at you and all that pressure and everybody trying to tell you, oh, well, we're not going to score you correctly or this and this and this, it's tiring. It is highly tiring. So I am so proud of her for taking a real move and caring for herself, because the truth is, if she died or something happened to her, y'all will be out here with all these fake tears. Oh, we miss her. No, you just want to use her for her talents and what she has. And that's what I'm going to say about that. And all these people out here saying she's a disgrace to the country, forget you. I'm so sick of them people like that. Always got something negative to say about somebody, and you can't do one flip. All you can do is run your mouth. So, yeah, that's what I say to all those people who got something bad to say about it. Forget you. You need to grow up. We have to protect our space. We have to protect our spirit. We have to protect our mental health. Our mental health, our spiritual health, because that is what it's about. Like, the world will drive you freaking crazy and use you until you dry up. And then if something happened to you, you're going to have millions of people crying and boo-hooing. But those are the same people, half of them, that was sitting there saying you should be doing this. Everybody talk about what they should do. Hey, a lot of people have not walked in her shoes. So be quiet. And Simone Biles, I applaud you. Keep doing what you're doing. If I was your spiritual advisor, I'd kick it to you just like that. You keep doing what you're doing. You protect your space, your spirit, your soul, because you know you. Nobody else can tell you how to care for you but you. You know how you feel. You know what you're dealing with. I'm proud of you. You did not give up on your team. You brought America so much honor. So much honor. You brought America. From your gifts and your talents, you have made so much, like, America's in the news about good things, and you've carried yourself with such dignity, such class. And so I'm going to keep praying for you. And I think we all should come together and continue to pray for her, because when people get mad at people and they don't like what they do, they try to slander your legacy. And we're not going to let that happen. So thank you so much for showing us and reminding us that it's okay for self-care. That's a big word in the chaplain field, self-care. Self-care, self-care. You take what you need. And to Naomi, the tennis player, and everybody else that have done that, congrats to you. And that takes a lot. When the world is watching you, you have the strength to say, I need to take a step back. So I applaud you. And that's what I got to say about Simone Biles. I am really happy that she did that. And I just think we can learn a lot from her. So that's it, y'all. Y'all done got me started. Y'all, that's my celeb advice. Dababy, get with people from the community. The older generation should be reaching out to him, not trying to put him down. And let's learn from this. You can learn from it. You can grow from it. Like, it comes a time where you just got to be an adult. Don't get caught up in the social media hype. Half of them be bots or, other people doing stuff, Russia, I don't know. And Simone Biles, you continue, and any other athlete, and you know what, this is a big, I just say that's a big step for people who are pastors, for people who are leaders, for people who are, even if you got a family, whatever it is in your life, it don't matter where you at, like, take some time for self-care. Take some time to heal, to grow, to allow yourself to just take a minute and just let it go for a second. Because think about it, from the time we're born, we just be going, and then we drive ourselves crazy. I'm telling you, as somebody who have worked in the hospitals, who have seen and talked to all type of people, from rich to poor, if you don't take care of yourself early, it will come back and hunt you. If you don't take care of yourself early, you will be finding yourself all broken and beat down after the world and praised the mess out of you and used you. And then you get to the end where I've seen people in hospice, I've seen people in the hospital and all the above, and they beaten down because they never took a moment to care for themselves. Never took a moment to care for themselves. And it's okay to do that. That is not selfish. And maybe, you know what? And if you want to call it selfish, good. Let it be selfish. Take some time for yourself. So that's my celeb advice. And you know what? That leads to my inspirational vitamin of today. Don't be afraid to take time to get to know you or to relearn yourself. I call it dating yourself all over again. If you have a family, sometimes you have to just step back and say, okay, I got to relearn me again and get me so you can be a better person for your family. Just like with life, it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to just take some time and learn and relearn you, because we can get lost in the sauce. Like we can just get all stirred up in the blender and don't even know which ingredient we are anymore. So it's okay to take some time to care for yourself. Stop worrying about what other people say, what other people gonna talk to the day. They ain't got nothing else to do but talk about you. And if they're talking about you, then you're doing something right. So don't worry about that. Spend time with your God, send it to your soul. You know what we're gonna do today? I want you to do this with me. We're gonna do a breathing exercise. You know, get in the comfortable space right now. We're gonna do this right now. Right now. Here we're gonna do it. If you're driving in the car, if you're sitting at home, do this. Don't close your eyes if you're driving now. I want you off the road. You ain't gonna blame me for that. But just take a deep breath. Come on. Inhale in one more time. Yeah. You gotta let it go. You see, just that quick, I took a moment and paused. That's something we do not do a lot of in this life. We're so busy trying to get to the fame and the riches and going to work every day, working for check to check, killing ourselves with these companies that probably gonna drop you when you ain't no good no more. Like, we do all this stuff, but we don't care for ourselves enough. So my inspiration in my moment to you is to just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to care for you. I'm looking in the camera too. Don't be afraid to care for you, to find a moment, to reevaluate yourself. Don't be afraid. It's okay. People will talk all until they blue in the face, whatever. Don't be afraid to be you, to understand and evaluate you. I really hope you hear me, because the world it's some cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs out here. It's just like, what in the world? And you have to take the time to just center yourself and regain who you are. It's all good. And again, if you need help with that, holler at me. It's all good. Like, I'm here for you. That's my passion. If you can tell, you can't tell by this episode that I'm passionate just about people and caring for yourself, because I believe God has created all of us, given us all a purpose, and we can learn from each other. We don't have to do this thing by ourselves. You know, just because you got a certain status don't mean you better than nobody. No, we can still learn from somebody. We can learn from each other. So I think we could do that. Reach out to me, www.chaplainazariah.com, Instagram, Azariah Terrell. Hey, it's fine. Holler at me. We can get together. But I just want to say, if you learned anything from this episode, it's always a teacher moment, right? Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to continue learning. That's what life is about. We stay in the world where everybody will counsel you real quick. I know, right? Whatever. But just be you. And if you make a mistake, then how do we learn from it? How do we grow? And if you are that person pointing the finger at somebody and judging them, shame on you. Because you be the main person hiding the darkest secrets. I've always said the loudest people who out here trying to condemn everybody else got the deepest and loudest secrets. I grew up in church, so I know this. I've seen it all the time. And that'll be a whole nother episode. But anyway, I just hope that you continue to care for yourself. I appreciate you for tuning in today. Don't forget to visit my website, www.chaplainazariah.com. You can catch this podcast on there. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, share, hit the like button, all the above. If you're seeing a clip of this, watch the full episode. Moving forward, we're going to have different people coming in, interviews. We've got all that lined up for you. I believe we're going to have a good time. This is a community. That's what this is. The Chaplain's Table is a community. I don't have all the answers. I can learn from you. Hit me up. Send me comments. Send me links. Tell me what you think. Let's learn from each other. It's time out for all this. We get on Facebook and social media, act like we just got it all together. Nah, it's all good. Or you chasing clout and act like you don't have it together. Stop chasing clout, y'all. All right. Let's just be authentic. Let's get back to being real, man. That's all. Stay positive. Stay strong. And don't forget to unlock yourself. That's my thing. Unlock yourself. That means being the best you that you can possibly be. Understanding that God has created you for a specific purpose. Don't be afraid to chase that purpose. Figure out what it is. If you don't know what it is, get with people that can help you, or spend time with yourself, spend time with God, spend time with your God, and grow from there. You matter. I want you to know that you matter. All right? Don't let this world drown you. And don't let people overtalk and overthink you like you are somebody. You dig? That's all I want you to know. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to welcome you and thank you to the Chaplain's Table. Until next time, we'll do it again.